So right now we're going to talk about how that circle of courage applies in our classroom setting. So let's start with that belonging. This is where we always want to start. This is where if we establish a sense of belonging with students, they're going to be much better able to meet those other needs. So let's start off with looking at some of those behaviors. We have learned that there's different ways that students may try to meet this need, and it may be in a distorted or an absent or a natural way. And so think about some of those students who may be really seeking that attention, and they go out of their way to maybe change who they are as a person just to fit in with others. So they may be wearing different clothing just to fit in, or change their hairstyle just to fit in, or they talk about specific things and pretend to like certain things just to get those friendships. And so we might label that as a student who's being fake or a student who's being needy. But if we look at it through the circle of courage and we look at it through the sense of the distorted way of trying to meet that need of belonging, it makes sense. So this is a child who's really just trying to meet that need of belonging and just going about it in this manner. We might then want to be asking ourselves, why is this child doing that? So this may be a child that has learned in his or her own home that their own opinions and their own values are not appreciated in that home. And to fit in that home, they really need to have those same values and opinions that a parent or guardian may have in that home. So they have learned, for me to have love and for me to feel that sense of belonging, I must go along with other people's ideas, and then I will fit in. And then it makes sense to us. And we can't expect that child to just turn it off when they come to school and meet that need in a healthy and natural way in a school setting, because that's not what they've learned in other environments. Or you may have that student in your class who has that hood up, or they have that hat on, and they're not taking it off, and they know it's against the school rule, and you do too, but they are not going to take that hat off. So we may look at that child and we may think that that child is being disrespectful. They're not engaging, they're not listening, they're not following directions, so we may just look at the surface and provide a consequence. But again, if we look at that circle of courage, we may look at that through the sense of belonging, that this may be a student who's in that absent category. This may be a student who has learned that relationships hurt. And when I form connections, it does not end well. So I'm better off in my school setting just staying away, because that's how I stay safe and that's how I protect myself. So we can understand why that student may be doing that in the classroom. And so with both of these situations, of course, we want that child in our classroom and in our school environment to be meeting that need in a natural way. We want them to have the attachment with others. We want them to develop those friendships with others, but we need to be teaching them the skills to do that. So in this program, you're going to be learning some different lessons where we will focus on some of those social skills to help students, but then we also have to look at our environment. And so every day we need to be making sure that we are telling kids that they are valued unconditionally. So they don't have to pretend to be fake to fit in, and they don't have to put that hood up to protect themselves in our school setting. Hopefully over time they can learn to trust and they can build those friendships.